Bore da, and I trust that you're ready to face a new week, a working week ahead of us. There are two gospel hymns that we used to sing that talk about one of them standing on the promises, and another one, every promise in the book is mine. What are these promises? Is access to the promises automatic, or are there conditions that first need to be met? Well, many of the promises in the Bible have conditions attached. For example, Jesus said in Matthew 5 verse 5 that we shall inherit the earth. However, there is a condition: if you are meek. Again, in Matthew 5 verses 11 and 12, Jesus said that great is your reward in heaven. However, there is a condition: when men shall vile and persecute you for Jesus' sake, then great will be our reward in heaven. Then we can think of the words of Paul in Colossians 3 verses 1 and 4. He says, when Christ shall appear, you shall appear with him in glory. However, there is a condition: if you then be risen with Christ. Then we can think of the words of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 7, where he says that Jesus will give us to eat of the tree of life, which is the midst of the paradise of God. However, there is a condition, and that condition is to him that overcomes. We can think of the great promise in the Old Testament when God promises that he would heal the land and forgive the sin. But then there is a condition: if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray. However, thankfully, there are certain promises that are not conditional. And I want to share a few of those with you this morning. For example, we can think of the words of Jesus in Matthew 11:30, when he says that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. And there are no conditions whatsoever attached. We can think of the words of Jesus in Matthew 19 and verse 26, when he says, with God all things are possible. Not all things are possible if you do A, B, C, and D, but no, all things are possible with God. No strings attached. And then we can think of the words of Jesus in Matthew 28 and 18, when he says, all power in heaven and on earth is given to me. Not all power if, but all power. And then we can think of the words of Acts 10:34, when Peter says, God is no respecter of persons. There are no conditions. It's not if you're black or if you're white. It's not if you're a Jew or if you're a Gentile. It doesn't say whatever language you may speak, whatever continent you come from. It doesn't say whether you're in error as a Brexiteer or whether, like myself, you're in the right as a Remainer. No. God is no respecter of persons. And then every one of us shall give an account of himself to God. There is no escape. There is no condition. Every one of us, whether we believe or whether we are an unbeliever, the day will come where every one of us, rich or poor, illiterate or the most intellectual person on the planet, we shall all have to give an account of ourselves before God. No condition. Then think of the words of Paul in 2 Corinthians 3 and 17. He says, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And when we come to church and we gather as God's people, no ifs or buts. It's not if you sing this song or if you sing from the old hymn book. No, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. That's an unconditional promise to you and to me. And then we can think of Paul's words in 2 Timothy 2:13, when he says, Jesus abides faithful. He is always faithful even when we are faithless, when we are unfaithful. Jesus unconditionally remains faithful to us. And then think of his words in 2 Timothy 2:19. The Lord knows them that are his. That is a promise to you and to me this morning. God knows us, and there is nowhere we can escape from him. He knows us 100%. And so this morning, standing on the promises that cannot fail. God bless you. Have a great day, and may this be a great week. Amen.